So we can almost expect Reggae Boys to play pretty much defensive. So I'm looking for them to pack the midfield. So a 3-5-2 formation, possibly two holding midfielder.
Welcome, Sports Nation, to Sports DTM, the sports channel where we call sports down the middle. You can expect the latest in sports news, views, and reviews from our resident analysts. No sports topic is too controversial, and no team or player is above criticism. So just smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on our balanced offering of riveting sports content. And don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Welcome to Sports DTM.
Greetings, Sports DTM fans, and welcome to another episode of Sports Down the Middle, the channel of undiluted sports content. As you know, Jamaica will take on Serbia on June 7th, and the analysts are here to give their strategy as to how Jamaica can get a positive result from this game. But before we go into the details, we see that you've been watching and liking our videos. We also want you to be part of the Sports DTM family by clicking that subscription button. If that button is still red, it simply means that you have not yet subscribed. So click that button and welcome to the Sports DTM family. Analyst, what can Jamaica do to get a positive result from this game? So I want to hear the tactics, the strategies that Jamaica should use to get that result. And if we're to look at Serbia and the way they play, in their last game against Azerbaijan, they played a 3-5-2 formation. Azerbaijan played a 5-3-2 formation, and Serbia won that game 2-1. In their most recent matchup against the European champion Portugal, which they drew 2-2, Serbia used a 3-4-1-2 formation, while Portugal used 4-3-3 formation. So Serbia tend to load up the midfield, guys. Jamaica, on the other hand, used a 4-2-3-1 formation against the United States, and we know the result of that. They won. They lost that match 4-1. Analyst, what can Jamaica do? What we need to do? It's a depleted squad, so it's going to be rough, but what can we do to get a positive result in Japan? Talk to me.
Based on how Serbia played their last two games, or in general, they're a type of team that can come back from a 2-0 down game and possibly win. And they're also the type of team that can go out in front and keep their lead and end up winning their game. Right? In order for the Reggae Boys to win, we have to try our very best to play a possessional ball game or to keep out their striker, because most of their goals come from their wingers running on the wings and squaring the balls, and the strikers or the person in front heading the balls in the goals. We have to prevent that from happening as best as possible. Try to keep the ball away from them with the little that we have, or we just try to block out whoever is playing up front and stop that person or those persons from reaching from getting the ball in the onion bag. Right? I don't think Reggae Boys have it in them at the moment to play a possessional ball game, so we will probably have to play very defensive and try to catch Serbia on a break.
Yeah, to get a result in this game, I believe we definitely need a clean sheet. Those who are scoring 2, 3 goals to get a result, we need to make sure that we get a clean sheet at the back. I think that's the first thing. Second thing, I think we need to, try to play a pressing game. Try to press at all times. We can't just sit back the entire game. We have to come out and press the ball at times. And we need to be careful in terms of the long balls that we play. Try to cut down on the amount of long balls because we're playing a team that is very tall. So we can't just be giving up position like that. We need to be strategic in terms of when we play the long balls. Definitely for corners and free kicks, we need them, but we need to be more strategic in terms of how you play the long ball. I think, keep the ball on the ground and try to play as quick as possible, especially in the counter. And most of all, finish the chances. You do that, we get a result.
Well, Kurt, there are not a lot of options in terms of the tactics that the Reggae Boys can use against Serbia. With the players that Coach Tapper Whitmore has at his disposal, it would suit him to play a compact back line, probably a four or even five players, but preferably four, and then have a solid midfield and a lone striker. With Serbia being a quality opponent, you don't want to ensure that you're not giving in goals. We know that some of the players probably are not at their optimum level in terms of their fitness. And you don't want to be shipping in goals, especially since some of them would have come in late because of the challenges with the travel arrangement. So you don't want to be compact, probably play a 4-5-1, whereby you can have at least five midfielders, two of them being defensive midfielders or central midfield and central defensive midfield, which will allow them to actually be able to have some shield for the back four. So I'd play a 4-5-1, and obviously you would have to hit them on the counter to be able to get the attacking options that are there.
Okay, we're looking at the tactics of tomorrow's game, Jamaica versus Serbia. We see that Jamaica always use a 4-2-3-1 formation, right? This is a very good formation and good tactics, meaning that when Jamaica is attacking, they never left themselves open at the back, right? But with the four person at the back, we see if they're attacking, they are not really exposed. So the central midfield person is very vital. So I don't know who Tapa is going to use. I know he always use Hector, but I hope he try to use somebody different this time around, because we see that this is a very important role. Now with the attacking flexibility up front, we see we're gonna have four attacking mind players in the formation. So there is a great deal of flexibility in terms of how the team will decide to attack. You understand? So with the wingers them operating wide, you understand, running and putting the ball across, so we see a whole lot of flexibility right there. What we need to do is we need the players, right, to backtrack. You understand? The midfielders need to drop back when they don't have the ball. This and we know this Serbia team is an attacking team, so this will reduce opposition space and prevent them from overloading in different areas.
Yes, Kurt. So Serbia is not going to be an easy game in any stretch of imagination. So we can almost expect Reggae Boys to play pretty much defensive. So I'm looking for them to pack the midfield. So a 3-5-2 formation, possibly two holding midfielder. So yeah, that's what I'm expecting. And with that, you can almost expect a counter-attacking setup. We don't have a lot of strong ball handlers on our side, so we're not looking to have a lot of position on the ball, but our counter attack should be decisive and stuff like that. So it's going to be hard to call. I'm hoping for a Reggae Boys win, but if we should lose to Serbia, I'm hoping that we won't lose more than a one goal margin, and as such we can almost either way we'd see what we need to work on, and we'd see that we are far along. So losing one goal margin to a Serbia is not as bad, especially being away and even travel situation and everything and the hiccups. Not making excuses, but a one goal margin loss wouldn't be as bad, and I wouldn't call it a big loss to our campaign at all in terms of where we're trying to get to. So yeah, and a win it would be excellent, big time. So rooting for you to win, Reggae Boys, but a one goal loss is not as bad, and a draw would be just just but with more respect. Just come out and play what we know to do and counter attack and use a set piece and let's do it.
There you have it, Sports DTM fans. Another episode of Sports Down the Middle. Tactics revealed for the matchup against Serbia on the 7th of June. That's Monday morning at 3 a.m. fans. Remember to follow Sports DTM for all the latest from the Jamaica tour to Japan. So remember to like, to share, and to subscribe, and click that notification bell so that you will get all the latest happening from Japan and everywhere around the world where Jamaicans are participating in sporting events. Remember to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell all of them friends to come and join the Sports DTM family. Jamaica versus Serbia in Japan is our next matchup, and the analyst will provide all the latest news from there. Will Jamaica win? Will there be a draw or will they lose? Tactics, what tactics should the Jamaica team use? What tactics should Tapa Whitmore use to get a positive result? Leave those comments in the comment section below. This has been another episode of Sports Down the Middle. Be blessed.